Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn Podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
Griff.
Bucket.
So good.
I did nothing.
See,
I did
this is
nothing
why I
at
don't
all.
look up when I do this.
I did nothing.
Why
Why is this always the
that
thing?
half grin? As soon as I looked up and looked over at you, you're like,
I'm smiling. I'm performing. See, this is the whole point. You got to smile. Have a little. Be happy to be here. That type of thing.
Peeshaw.
Whatever.
Well then, what a great start to the last show of the year, everybody.
I was about to say, it's the last show. Got to make it unique.
Party it up.
We need party poppers for times like this. Everybody mute your mic. Pop.
No.
Just
Somebody
a-
would forget
just a
and I'd have
visual
to be
thing.
mad at you.
Just cut theirs out. Add in one of those artificial party popper sounds. Bing.
The artificial party popper.
Potty poppers?
Potty parpers. That's a totally different
Oh my
thing.
god. So what games has everybody been playing this week before we completely
Oh, see,
derail?
look, she changes the subject real quick.
I know, right? We're just trying to have fun.
You can't
Last
fun
show
for
of
our
the
last
year.
one of the year, right?
All right.
Then you guys go ahead,
Jeez.
I'll just sit over here until you're ready.
We got to be
go for it.
goons on this last show.
I played The Raft with No Pants, which was pretty fun. Whole concept, of course, is you're on a raft and you start off real small. It's about the size of a pallet, if you can think of that in your head. So say 4x4. And then you're trying to build it more and more as you go. There's just random debris just floating in the water. And you're picking it up with this hook that you have, and you just continue to build up, and eventually you can make a sail. You eventually make fire, like a campfire. You can start fishing. You can do different things like that. You learn as you
Are
go.
there islands?
There are islands, and so a lot of times you'll end up sailing to an island, and sometimes they'll have a chest on it that'll give you certain items. There's trees you can cut down. There's pineapple and watermelon and things like that you can grab. And so it's kind of cool because it's just, it's a survival game, and we're still trying to figure out the wind system a little bit. I kind of wish they did what they did in Sea of Thieves, where you could see the wind to kind of determine how you wanted to turn it, but they don't do that. You just kind of have to guess. But it is fun. Like we're supposed to be playing again tonight. We found out there's an actual plot line to the game, so we're going to try to go through the story missions. So we'll go from there, and I'm going to do it with a squeaky voice, evidently. You're welcome on that. So played that, and not much else. Like didn't get to do a whole lot this week just because had other stuff going on. My annual Christmas party at my house was last night, so we were trying to get everything ready for that. But other than that, had a good time. Just on a raft. So there you have it.
I've replayed Portal 2 because my sister played Portal the other day, the first one, and I wanted to. I'm also testing it out because nobody tell, but we got my parents a laptop for Christmas, and we're gonna get them some games to go with it because they enjoy playing kind of puzzly things. And so
There's a listener that's going to listen to this on Monday and be like, okay, let me see if I can figure out how to let her parents know.
But I was running through it because I
Don't do
think
it.
they might be. I think Portal might be something that they would enjoy, like the thinking part of it, like how to solve the puzzles. I'm just not sure how mechanically sound they'll be, because they're not. My parents are not gaming people until recently. My sister got them an iPad a few years ago, and they've started playing little things on that. And then my dad has like a really old PC that he plays that Breakout
We'll have to
game.
get them a controller so that they can actually.
I wonder if you could get them something like similar to Myst, where it's just puzzle solving.
Well,
There's
see,
not a whole lot of.
That's what they like. They like the
Yeah.
point click mystery kind of things. They've got a couple of those games. And my mom asked for a couple more, but the ones that she asked for were pretty terrible. So
Probably so far outdated, they're not
Yeah.
even digitally kept around.
I would have had to have bought the discs from like Amazon, I guess. They
eBay?
were like the old get this, compilation of games for $5 kind of
They were
discs.
cereal box games.
Yeah, they
I had a
Walmart
ton of those
still
after my
sells
dad
those.
passed. I should have just kept them and gave it to your parents.
they probably would have liked them. But
They had the hidden picture ones and all that stuff
yes,
too.
they love those find the hidden object games. So I've got a couple of those already. Like I made them a Steam account already. Like we set the laptop up and everything. We just haven't. We're gonna give it to them on Christmas, but they've got a Steam account that they can play stuff. And I've already installed a couple of games, and So I was testing out Portal to see if I think the first one they'll probably be okay with. The second one, you start getting into some of the advanced chambers, and it wants you to like run and shoot and double shoot when you jump out of the thing, and I think that might be a little difficult for them, but I enjoyed it.
Well, just do the same thing that y'all do. Just have Chicken come up there and help him out through that section.
He's been sitting in here for the past like a week or so. My sister started Resident Evil 2, and so he's been in here helping her because she, like, my sister's a thrill seeker. She likes roller coasters. She wants to do things like bungee jumping and those like swings,
and skydiving, and like shit that kills you.
Yeah, but scary. Like, put her in front of a scary game like Resident Evil where it's got a lot of tension and is that guy really dead? Oh my god, she's like having a heart attack over here. So Chicken's trying to be like, all right, there's only 2 in here. You can do this. There's this, and this in the room. We need to do this. Like, he's trying to, I guess, calm her nerves.
I'm not playing it for her. I basically prepare her for what's in front of her, and then she has to handle it.
Yes.
It's like, this is what you have to deal with. You deal with it.
It's been really funny. But she has gotten to the point where she was, like, stutter stepping very slowly towards things to where she's finally, like, running a little bit here and there. We got to the
Seriously,
point where Mr.
like,
X
she would
is
go,
around.
Like, just jerk forward for, like, an hour.
Want to... she didn't want to
get down
be
a
too
hallway.
fast. But for her to be so into... like all of the other crazy things in life, for it to be a digital something that can't really hurt you, she's terrified. It's just funny.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I've been doing.
Hilarious.
And you also played WoW.
Yeah, we've done that pretty regularly lately. I just started omitting it for mine because I just assume that everybody assumes I played. So what about you guys?
What about you, Becca?
Wow. Friday I did a little bit of Friday the 13th.
Oh, of course, gotta.
Yeah.
It's a holiday, right? It's the last Friday, the 13th of the decade, in the last month of the decade.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Got a couple of rounds in. One of the rounds I actually evaded Jason until the timer ran out.
Ha, nice.
Which pissed him off because he got everyone else but me.
Ooh.
And then last night I went on GTA Online and messed around in the casino thing that they have. I mean, it's neat if you want to go in there and just play gambling games and try to earn stuff or like costumes, but I mean, like that's all you pretty much do with the money. It seems like it's just buy outfits and masks and.
I like outfits though, I guess.
So some of them are
Yes.
really tacky though. Like you can get a nice looking suit, but it's got like poker cards and stuff all over it.
Oh yeah, that's tacky. But I mean, I guess that's the point. I guess where it's one of those things where a lot of people lean more towards like the crazy niche-y kind of stuff with their customization options. So that would probably be more popular than just a standard suit, I guess. So like, why bother with the standard? Just take this one. You're gonna wear it anyway, because it's his.
I just didn't really like how it looked.
That's understandable. What about you, Chicken?
Well, I've been playing WoW, of course, and a little Halo. And I think that's about all the normal games that I've played, but the game that I've been...
Games.
Yeah, the regular games. And then I threw a little spice in there. A game that I've been watching for 2.5 years. Mind you, 2.5 years. The initial release was February 22nd, 2017 for early access. And I've been kind of watching it develop as it's
day
been
before
going.
my 40th birthday.
Yeah. And I've been watching it for years as it grows, and they've released DLC and whatnot, and I've been waiting for a good sale, and finally, it was on sale for $11, 60% off. I was like, ooh, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. And then I see that all the DLC is on sale too, and it's like $20 down from $50. All right, 2.5 years I've been waiting for this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and just dive in and buy it. I gotta say, I think I fell in love with the game again. Okay, so this thing is like a mix of Warcraft RTS style and Civilization where you start on your own little grid. Like you have property lines, and you start on this, and then you make scouts, and they'll move to the next grid, like in Civilization, because everything is a hexagon, and they'll move and scout the grid, and then it pops it up, and there are enemies or resources on it.
What game is this?
Northgard. So I don't think I mentioned the name of it. It is Northgard. And then as the scouts reveal the fog of war, you can colonize the plots of land and start building buildings on them to generate the resources off of them. Like there are forests which generate wood faster, which you could do on your normal tile too, but every tile is limited to the amount of buildings you can put on it. So you want to make sure that you put them properly and expand your tiles. And war is pretty fucking free in here. There's no declaring war, things like this. You can mind your own business, or you can just take your army, move it into an opposing faction's tile, fight off of whatever they have there, decolonize it, and then it basically leaves it neutral, and then you can colonize it. So it's a pretty free-form game where you could be as aggressive as you want or be as passive as you want, but you want to try to get as many resources to grow your group as fast as possible. There are many different ways to win: tech, religion, trading, things like that. But it is a ton of fun. It's like Civilization that plays like Warcraft. And for $10, it was like, because I only watched a little bit of it, so I kind of had an idea of what to expect. But playing it was so much different. The whole game can last like an hour. If you play like a single player, you just jump in. You can play for an hour and whatnot. I've lost every single game I played so far.
That's sad.
Oh, it is, because I'm like, oh cool, I'm getting bigger and I'm progressing and whatnot, and then like middle of me doing something, it just pops up the defeat screen. It's like, oh, okay.
So it's like Baka when he had 2 moves left.
Yep. I will say that the end game screen that they do for you is probably the best I've seen in an RTS style game, because it basically shows you the whole map, shows all 5 of where everybody starts, and then it shows how everybody has progressed. It kind of just like flashes, and then it shows them taking it over until you get to the end of the game, and it shows you how they won. It's really neat because you get to watch how they played, and then you can kind of adapt and change accordingly.
That's cool.
I played super aggressive. I expanded one of my colonies really far down because I wanted one of the bonuses off of one of the tiles. And unfortunately, I got pinched. Somebody ran through my territory, took that one, left me fully defenseless down south, and then took that one, and I had nobody left to defend, and then they came up and finished me off. I stretched too far, too fast. But the game is a ton of fun. It's multiplayer. It's got different style modes and everything. It is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I think the sale ends today. So, might be too late, actually. But anyway, that is what I've played. I'm probably going to be stuck with this one. I might stream it once or twice just to kind of show it off. So if anybody's interested, they'll be able to see how it works. So,
that's cool.
That's what I've been playing.
All right,
I
well,
like it.
You want to talk about the news and then the Game Awards? And then our Game of the Year stuff?
Yep.
Okay, you want to go?
That sounds good.
Okay, cool. Let's do that. What's in the news?
Nothing.
All right, great. Moving on then.
The only thing that was really interesting in news this week, aside from the VGAs, was, of course, our favorite game company, minus that one incident, which we'll never forget. THQ Nordic has released a playable demo of Gothic to see interest in if they should remake it or not, which I think is a pretty interesting way to go about gauging the public's opinion on whether to remake a game or not.
Yeah, because I mean, then you play the teaser thingy, and you can tell them exactly what you do and don't like about it.
Exactly.
And they can take that into consideration as to whether or not they're actually going to go ahead with remaking it and what they need to change about it if they do.
Yeah, I don't think it surprises anybody that THQ Nordic's coming out with a way to do that.
Yeah, no. I know, right? And they're like, yeah, here, try this out.
You want public's opinion? Gee, don't you know? Follow people like EA and Ubisoft and people like that don't listen to the public at all. Anybody that's ever done their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No, not from you.
But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I find this style of asking your audience if they want it to be like, here,
Polling your
this took
audience.
us, this took a month to make. Here, tell us if we should keep making. It's kind of like what Resident Evil Capcom did with the 4-player isometric game style. They're like, oh, are you interested? Except it wasn't. It was more of an alpha than a playable teaser.
Right.
So, the feedback has kind of been really about 50-50. Some people are like, yeah, and some people are like, no, and other people are like, this is the best thing ever created, and other people are like, I don't even know why you would name this gothic. It has nothing to do with anything with it. So you're really getting everything on the spectrum. So,
but I love the fact too that they're like, okay, part of the reason we're doing this is so you can give us kind of your opinion on it, so we can move the game around, we can do that, whatever. And then people are like, yes, no. Could you tell us what you do and don't like?
Exactly. Come on,
give me
us some feedback.
constructive criticism, so therefore we can adapt accordingly.
Yes.
No.
Absolutely. Not in this generation. We just yell and scream.
Ugh. Kills me. All right. Because we got to go into the awards, but my favorite part of the thing, because I was screaming at the screen when it was happening, was an announcement that happened for a game that we didn't think was going to happen. Telltale's The Wolf Among Us 2 got announced, and I was so excited. If you've not played... Huh?
It was
re-announced. Yeah. So please, if you've not played the first one, please play it.
Play the first one. It is probably one of the best IPs that Telltale did.
Oh my god, it was so good.
I gotta say, I wasn't entirely surprised, because when they quote-unquote resurrected Telltale over the summer, I figured that meant that they were doing that in order to continue working on some of the previous things they announced, and Wolf Among Us was a huge announcement for them before they closed down. So I kind of figured if they were gonna bring that studio back, that's why they were gonna do it, or at least that's what they were gonna flagship it with.
Do they have any other, like, I'm trying to think through all the Telltale games, and most of them are big blockbuster titles. Wolf Among Us, I think, is, I guess, Stranger Things. Like, they only have very few actual IPs that are just completely brand new.
Well,
Wolf Among Us is not.
It's not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a comic.
Yeah, it's a Dark Horse comic.
Fable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Fable is the name of the comic.
So, I mean, I don't know.
I guess smaller named titles. Because, I mean, Walking Dead was huge. Batman is huge. Game of Thrones is huge. Guardian of the Galaxy is huge.
Yeah. Well, Guardians
Back,
of
And
the
back,
Galaxy
it's
back
like what-
Future, they did a Jurassic Park one.
Yeah, it's like there's I think Jurassic Park was the first one. It's like their smaller title is one of their biggest blockbusters that they've done. Never underestimate the Dark Horse.
But I think that part of that too is people don't know this brand as well.
I guess
Like,
it's not oversaturated.
Well, it's
Yeah,
not
so it's
oversaturated,
like-
but it's
Fresh.
also not polarizing. You don't have people who are like, I don't like Batman, so I'm not going to play this game. I don't care about Batman as a superhero. Or, I didn't care for Guardians of the Galaxy or the Marvelverse. I'm not going to play that game. Like, you don't have a whole lot of preconceived notions coming into that one.
That's true. It's true.
Was Telltale the one that did the Minecraft one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that one came back with a lot of good reviews because there's no real plot line. I mean, I guess there is actual lore, but there's no real plot line to Minecraft when you're playing it. So the fact that they were able to make a tale that goes along with it was, I think, impressive too, right? So
Yes.
I guess
but I was very excited about that one. I was screaming. It was great.
I'm super excited about it too. I hope it does well. The only thing that bums me out about it is the stupid episodic release form. I really think they should ditch that. Or if they're going to do it, they need to have a specific release window for every single one already. Like, basically finish the game before you start launching the episodes. So that you can be like, alright, this is when this comes out, this is when this comes out, this is when this comes out. So you have an exact time for everything. Instead of being like, this will come out when it does.
I think they need at least 2 episodes fully done before they can release it. Because if they release the first one, they're like, all right, 1 month to get the second one. It's already done. And while these 2 are being released, the third and fourth is already being worked on. Third's probably going to be done before the second's
I still
released.
feel
And
like
then you can
even then
keep...
the episodic thing, like,
it's
that
going.
is so
No,
not my jam. I wait
that's
until
fine.
everything is out before I play that, because that's just
Yeah,
like,
and it makes a whole lot more sense to do it that way. Like, you're fine if you give me 5 episodes and you tell me there's 2 episodes waiting, I don't have much of a problem. like 2 DLC basically, if you want to look at it that way. But when you're telling me the entire game is not complete until you've released it over a year period.
Yeah, you're gonna
Ooh,
get
I
this
wouldn't
game
mind
over the
insane.
course of a year or year and a half, even in some of the like Borderlands took forever for all of it to
I would
come
just
out,
go
and that's
5
what
months at
ruined it
most.
for me.
I would go 5 months at most. You get one of the chapters every month for 5 months.
Yeah, but in the past they've had them for nearly a year. is what
I know,
the-
but
Yeah.
I'm just saying that is horrible style to do it. If you're going to do episodic, it needs to be consistent and short.
Because I want to say
Not
Life
have a
is
release
Strange.
date.
It was every 2 months.
I
wanna
just
say
think they don't need to do episodic.
I
mean,
would totally agree with that. I hate that
That-
people
that
lose
pe-
interest
people
halfway
are just-
through.
Yeah, people either forget about the game, waiting for everything to come out, or a lot of people they're not going to bother even buying anything until it comes out. So
That's
they're
me.
losing
I
money
just wait
then.
until it's all done because I don't like being like, okay, well, I got one chapter. Time to wait 2 months, everybody. No, I'm not gonna
And
do
I think
that.
I think when I played Wolf Among Us, I think I waited until the week that the 5th one was done, and that's when I started it. So when the 5th one came out, I was able to.
I didn't play Wolf Among Us till everything was out. I binge played that game because the story was so good.
It's
I would have
so
done the
good.
same thing with Borderlands, except for they wouldn't let me. So
Too funny.
I'm glad. Just know that I'm gonna have to wait longer than everybody else because I will wait until it's all done.
That's fine. I'm sure a lot of people, if not most people, will do it.
Yeah. I feel like that diminishes the, like, it gives a false indication of interest in the game. Because you have so many people that'll wait till after it's all released to buy it, so that it looks like it didn't do well right out of the gate because not everybody bought it. But it's not finished. I don't want to buy, an hour and a half episode. I want to buy the whole thing so that I can continue on instead of you telling me when I'm done and that I'm going to be done for 2 months. Or more, depending on your release windows. Whatever. I could just complain about that for a long time, but let's not.
The Final Fantasy 7 is going to be the
I
same
know.
way, though.
It's going to be another one that I will purchase when it comes out completely because I'm not going to buy episode by episode.
Do we want to call if it's going to be done by 2030 or
it's
after?
not.
Well, here's the thing: is
We'll get the first episode, and then we'll have to wait another 10 years.
well, it's
for
a
the
PS4
next.
exclusive until 2021, March 3rd, 2021. So does that mean the
So-
first episode
So it's a PS4 exclusive until
till March 3rd, 2021? It is not on PC, not on Xbox, anything.
But wasn't there a game announced at the VGA that said that it's coming to it's going to be a
that means
PS5
that it's
exclusive?
A year-long
Well, not-
exclusive.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but
And by the way, I imagine that means PlayStation exclusivity. So I imagine if they
Yeah.
launch the PlayStation 5 in that window, they will also have it.
okay,
Yeah.
good, because I don't know what the exact wording was, because they can sometimes be very precise. Because they said it's going to be a PS4 exclusive. What are you just not going to put it on
not
PS5? until?
PlayStation,
No,
not
it'll
PlayStation.
be
Okay.
PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, but it'll be PlayStation exclusive, and you're not going to have it on PC. You're not going to have it on Xbox until 2021. But does that mean just the first episode, and then we got another year before you get it on there? Or is it they're going to release it in somewhere in between?
I don't know.
I just think it's
I
just a
hate
poor business
episodic
plan to do this. It's such a poor business plan to do it this
Telltale
way.
went under. I wonder why. It's because everybody waited to pick up their game until everything was released. And when did that happen? By the time you were picking it up after everything was released, the game was on bargain sales.
Yep.
So I mean, that's what's hurting that kind of company is you can't release that episodically and just expect that people are gonna, one, dish out the $20 right out of the gate, or two, pay the $4.99 I think it is per episode as they drizzle out. Like you're dependent. Your business model is all wrong for that, and that's not a great way to make profit. But hey, what do I know?
It just, I don't understand why people are doing it that way. I don't, and especially a game, like at least I can understand the fact you have actual episodes built into, because they're like, it's almost like a TV show in the way that the regular episodic games are set up. I don't understand doing it with a Final Fantasy game at all.
Yeah, I mean,
it makes
we all
no
know
sense
the
to
plot
me.
of Final Fantasy VII by now. Well, most of us know the plot of Final Fantasy VII by now, and that doesn't feel like it's going to lend itself super well to being broken up into bite-sized episodes.
Yeah, I gotta say, if they ever tried to do that with like Final Fantasy X, I'd probably just lose my shit. It's like there's no point in that game where you could just be like, and cut. All right, wait 3 years. It's like, I swear to God, I will find the studio and
Go make it
burn that shit
myself.
down. I'll just edit the old version into that half and then just play it up to there and then play the other half out.
And see, it makes me wonder how long the episode is.
See,
Yeah.
that's what I wonder about that one too.
Like, is it half the game, or is it like a quarter of the game? Like, what is it?
How it depends on how long they want to milk the release.
You know, oh,
and
well,
whether
this
or
is
not...
10 hours worth of gameplay that you get once. You
For
know.
$60, and then
Yeah,
you gotta
so-
pay another $60 for the next part.
Yeah.
Don't give them ideas.
Oof. To be fair, Final Fantasy VII would be one of the few games that they could force people to buy like that.
No, I wouldn't buy it, but then again, I'm not a huge Final Fantasy person.
Yeah, exactly. You're not one of the big fans. It'd be like the same thing with Star Wars. If they tried to do something episodic like that, they would just shove it down Star Wars fans, and they would eat it up.
They would give them the middle finger.
Star Wars fans are kind of loud when they complain. Along with the regular awards that we know, we always look forward to the trailers, because sometimes we get better trailers than we do for E3. Like,
I really,
better
Ollie
announcements.
mentioned
Yeah.
in Discord that some of these seemed like it was better than E3 as far as presentation goes, and I really wonder if that's because E3 started kind of slipping a little lately, and I'm wondering if people are gonna start moving towards the Game Awards, because I mean that's super
They're going more-
targeted. It's
Yeah, E3 seems more like this oversaturated expo, and the Video Game Awards is more of this like neutral ground where everybody in the big business likes to come and hang out and flaunt stuff, and it's not a bad place to show off some stuff. Because I do feel like the Video Game Awards were a little better than E3.
Oh yeah.
And
Well, it's nice too because it's 3 hours condensed, done.
It's 3
Yes.
hours. You cut a lot of the fat where you don't have like these big overinflated stage shows of just like non-content and whatnot.
You don't have people moving from one location to another.
oh my god.
Yeah.
My only
all
issue is
one
that
thing.
I wish it was a little more about the awards and whatnot, because I swear like 80% of the awards it was Jeff or whoever else was on the stage going, yeah, and so is up for these, and the winner is this. Okay, and next award is so and this, and the
It's
people
'cause
are this, and the winner is that.
Some of it
Like,
they
okay.
want to move through kind of quickly, like your esports coaches and your esports player of the year. Because while that stuff is becoming bigger, it's still not a main
Yeah, but
focus
the
of
esports
your
player
large...
of the year got to go up on stage.
Well, that's true, but I mean that's what I'm saying is some of it they represent, and then some of it they scale back, like esports team, and the coaches for sure. Because it's like if
Then
you're
just
not
get rid of
watching
them if
that
you're not going to give them
specific-
attention.
But that's how all award shows are. Is you've got a lot of awards that you want to give to people, but some of them need less stage time than others.
What's the point of the stage time for them then? I mean, in my opinion, it's like you just kind of fill up your award things with so many awards that you're not even giving.
It's
Any real
more
credit for
about the recognition.
Yes,
of
it's
it.
about saying we
Yeah.
recognize as a group that these people did some really outstanding things this year, and we want to make sure
It's the
that
same
their
thing as a
name is at least heard.
Participation trophy. Good job, you did something good in the community.
Dude, if
Here
I
you
worked
go.
that hard, I'll take my participation trophy. I mean, give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Put my name up on the screen for 5 seconds. Thanks.
They
Bye.
should get more than just 5 seconds then.
But they don't have time. It's a 3-hour award show. You don't have time for that.
Right? You got to pick and choose what you're going to put through there, and then
I mean, make more time or just do something
But
different.
if you start
it
making
does
more
feel
time,
like it was
then it
mo-
starts turning into E3 where it's oversaturated. You've got
Well,
days
and you had
worth of
you had
stuff.
at least
But it
6
was more
awards that were
E3
given
than it was-
before it even started.
True, but it was more of E3 than it was an award show. Change the name from Video Game Awards then to something else if you're not going to make it about the awards.
But they were giving out awards where E3 doesn't give out the awards. It's a
a
convention.
lot of people.
And
Yeah,
besides,
but
it
everybody
wasn't
likes
even,
to
I would say
win E3.
Less than a quarter of them were ones that were mentioned in a kind of like quickie fashion.
Less than a quarter?
Yeah, I mean, looking at everything up here, And at least they got announced, unlike, things like the Grammys or the Emmys or things like that, where most of those smaller awards don't even get stage time.
They're giving out the day before, and you might get to hear about it.
Yeah.
Actually, what they started doing now is they'll go to a commercial break, and in the commercial break, they'll pop up on the screen who won the thing the day before, and that's the only type of recognition they get.
And that's the route this is going to go eventually. The categories will get longer, and you'll eventually just start plugging in like before.
Yeah, but it's 29 categories, and the categories that are there are reflective of where we're currently at in the gaming industry.
Exactly, currently, but it's going to change too. Like mobile games and narratives and things like that were more or less added, because I think this is only the 5th one. And we have 29 categories. Do we know how many categories we started at 5 years ago?
Sure, you could look up Game Award winners for 20.
Nobody watched it 5 years ago. Wasn't that the one where it was absolutely horrible?
It could have been.
And then year 2, it became an actual award show. But wasn't year 1 the one where they were just sitting on a random stage and had a really uncomfortable comedian or something up there? So. But we had, while he's looking that up.
So there were 16.
16 originally?
21.
That's not bad.
Yeah, 21. And there was Developer of the Year, which is no longer a thing.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Nintendo won, though.
Yeah, I would say Developer of the Year. Your Game of the Year will be representative of that.
Game of the Year for that year was Dragon Age Inquisition.
Which is weird that it wasn't the same as the whatever. It doesn't matter.
I know, right?
But well, I mean, even with the Oscars over the years, certain categories get added, and other ones are pushed out, depending on.
And not
relevance.
to mention, some of the reason that they do things like showing all of the trailers and whatnot too is because that's how they pay for the awards. That's how they pay for the time and the space and everything else. So.
Games for Change. That's one of the categories. Games for Change. Best online experience. Best remaster. I'm surprised that was not a category for this year.
Because we don't need it. Those can go in other categories. Let's go ahead and look at this year's stuff so that we can get back on track, though. Because there's a lot of stuff. I mean, 29 categories that we're obviously not... We're going to do the same thing, where we're not going to go over literally every one of them, chicken. So,
hey, it's just my opinion. I'm allowed to it.
That's fine. But there were some big winners. I don't know if anything was necessarily hugely surprising. I think we were all a little surprised that Death Stranding didn't get Game of the Year, not because we thought it was amazing, but it's just the hype behind it seemed like it was going to push it up there. And I gotta say, I'm kind of glad it didn't, though. I mean, I'd hate to give it Game of the Year just because everybody was super hyped and it's Kojima's first solo attempt. Don't give him the award because it's him. But they
I was rooting for Smash Brothers, but I'm biased.
Don't worry, we're all biased. That's our opinion.
I do find it. I think it's pretty cool too that Devil May Cry 5, which is it's been a while since you had a Devil May Cry, that it came out and won action. I think that's neat. Of course, with Game of the Year with Sekiro, it won a few awards. So did Death Stranding.
Sekiro was also action adventure game.
Right, and then I think it says a lot too, community support when Destiny 2 ended up winning that one, which I think shows a lot for what Bungie's doing by themselves.
Yeah.
Now.
They're still holding it up pretty handily.
Yep. Of course, then you have that's a bunch of esports stuff. One of the things I talked about before we started the show, I thought was hilarious, was the fact that Nintendo was the only people that had family games at all in the entire thing.
I'm not even a little surprised, though. Not even a little.
No.
So,
but it also says where the market's at. Nobody's worried about them except for at least the quality of the games. Nobody's worried about except Nintendo. When it comes to those age groups.
Nintendo's always been that way, though.
I think, though, traditionally, family-oriented games don't do as well on the other consoles. So I think that those are a loss for those for Xbox or PlayStation to try to develop. And Nintendo's gonna do it anyway, so might as well focus your efforts on where you're gonna be better at.
Yeah, I mean, they opened up the door for all third-party stuff, so they can focus on their good quality games and then just kind of bring in whoever else wants to join the Switch family.
Super Smash did win the fighting game Baka. So.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I know. But compared to some of the other games that it was up against.
The game that I'd never even heard of, but now I want to play it because it won a couple of awards. Is Disco Elysium.
Elysium, yeah.
Elysium, because I thought it was interesting that it won the best indie game, and I think it won best narrative or something too.
It's on my Steam wish list. I've heard good things about it. I'm just not sure if it's going to be my thing. It's like a heavy RPG game, and I'm always afraid to make the wrong choice. So
it's a top-down isometric style game.
Yeah. I like the idea of the RPG elements of it. I just don't know about the top-down thing.
Another interesting thing I thought was the fact that, first of all, multiplayer game Fortnite wasn't included in it, and Modern Warfare didn't win it. Apex actually won it, which I thought was very surprising as well.
Yeah.
It's just very, very interesting to me that because a lot of people consider Apex kind of dead in a lot of ways, even though it's still top 5, top 6 or whatever on Twitch.
Yeah. A
lot of people still consider it dead because of games like Fortnite, Modern Warfare, things like that. And so it's kind of nice to see that it did win out on that. Fortnite only won one thing.
It was ongoing game.
Yeah.
Which I feel like Rainbow Six should have won that one. Fortnite, honestly, Rainbow Six at least is constantly pushing.
Yeah, but Rainbow Six had a lot of problems this year, right? Didn't they have issues with their community? Yeah, I think so. Which it's actually surprised me because of the community. You know, like Destiny 2 won for the community thing. I thought that's who was going to end up winning it.
I would have rather Final Fantasy than Fortnite, though.
I would have rathered anything but Fortnite. Eventually, because Fortnite only won one thing so far. Eventually, they'll stop winning stuff.
Eventually.
Maybe the next decade.
Billions of dollars slid under the table.
Well, that's what Epic does, so who knows?
Yeah, they buy exclusivity for awards.
Give it.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem Three Houses won quite a few things too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, they got best strategy game, and I think there's a couple others. And then, of course, you have... my favorite part was the fact when they went to the sports and racing games, and it was not a traditional fucking game that won it.
Yeah,
I love the fact that...
racing. Like,
yeah,
what?
that says so much about the industry right now. It's like, stop regurgitating the same shit over and over again. Give us something good. And I love the fact Crash won it. And then, of course, with VR, you got Beat Saber.
That's not surprising. I mean, Beat Saber looks like it would be really fun in VR. I'd play it. I'd play the crap out of that.
And then I would get the Green Day pack if that was the case. That they announced at the thing. I was like, yes!
We were rating in WoW while the awards were going on, and I happened to glance over at the screen, and I was like, is that Green Day? God, they look so old now. And Ollie, I saw Ollie Billy pop Joe up in chat. Was like, wow, Green Day looks old. I was like, I was just thinking that.
Billy Joe doesn't. He's the only one that doesn't. He still looks exactly the same. It was so funny because somebody put a GIF up in my screen of him from like the 90s. Same suit. He had a red, I think he had a red guitar strap at the thing, but he had like a red shirt on the other one. So he looked exactly the same. Meanwhile, the rest of the band looks like they've like aged 40 years, you know? Right? And it's just like, holy crap.
One of them is on their skincare routine. The others are not, I guess. I don't know.
Right. He's probably the main moneymaker, if I had to guess, anyway. He's got an acting career, too, so. But overall, I liked the awards that were there. I liked some of the announcements they had. We got the surprise of Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
Which, formerly Project Scarlet, I guess.
It's so cute. Look at it. It's a little cute.
Yeah, it's very interesting looking, that's for sure. Everybody's comparing it to PCs, which I can understand.
And that's where Xbox was headed to, even with the Xbox One, and all the iterations of it. They were moving. I mean,
technically, your PC is an Xbox as it is.
True.
I can't care for the name on it though.
The
Series
Xbox
X.
Series X.
Yeah, Series X.
It just so that they can make more.
Well, yeah, I guess it feels like that it's just going to end up being like kind of confusing, like the Wii U. Everyone's just going to think about it's going to be an upgrade.
I thought kind of the same thing when I was seeing that. I'm wondering if they're going to do like if you do Series X now, and then the next one, whatever that happens to be, if they're going to do a Series Y, or they're going to call it like the X2. So like where you have like PS1, 2, 3, 4.
There's no method to the Xbox naming madness. There's the Xbox 360, the Xbox One, and all of the iterations of the Xbox One. So One X,
One
S,
4 or 5.
like all of this stuff, and now we've got the Series X. There's literally no rhyme or reason to how they name these things. None of it makes sense.
Still waiting on my 720, you know?
That's what they should have called
Waiting
this
on
one.
that for like 2 generations ago.
Yeah. Hellblade 2, which if you haven't played the first one, highly recommend. I'm glad that they're continuing on with her, and she looks fucking badass. And for those that don't know, the main character, Senua, she is not an actress, actually, but she ended up winning Best Actress. Best Performance.
She is now.
Yeah, but she was she was somebody that was working there, which I thought was pretty awesome. The Final Fantasy remake looked good. And we all can play it in 5 years when it's completed. So
Right.
5 years. Ooh, man, I'm going with 10. We'll go with 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, because when they're done with this and they release it, they're gonna have to like start over completely fresh on the next section.
Because I mean, ever since they remade some of the other ones, everyone was like, "Hey, remake it on PS3."
When
did
they
announce this Final Fantasy VII?
Like 2 years ago, I think?
2 years ago at E3.
But before that, they went through and redid 10, 10-2.
Yeah, they did all the remasters.
And everyone was like, "Hey, we want a 7 remake," and they just kept going, "No, there's no money in that."
Fine, you want it, but we're going to release it to you in tiny little bites, and you're going to pay for it, so shut up.
That's when they released the trailer with Cloud walking through the middle of the town or whatever, and you see the sword on the back.
So 2015 is when they started development on it.
Yeah, but when did they announce it, though?
I don't know when they announced it, but it says the game reached full development stage. So when they started working on it was 2015, and it's taken 5 years to get the first episode out from start to finish.
It's got to be a long episode. It has to be.
It has. There's no way. I mean, unless you're literally putting on your VR headsets, going into the game, and spray painting every single pixel in the entire, like, everything. And even then, it probably still won't be done until
we'll
the
find
year
out
3000.
In a few months. March 3rd. That's when the first episode's coming out. So look forward to that if you're gonna.
We've talked about recently the fact that Riot's going to have their own client. It looks as though League of Legends, the first 2 stories have been announced. Ruined King and then Convergence. You all are LoL fans, so what did you think of this? Is this something that interests you?
I think I'm the only LoL fan.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
no.
I mean,
really.
The first one, the Ruined King, is a turn-based RPG, so not my thing. And then the second one is a platformer, so not my thing.
Yeah, they're playing it very, very safe and close to the chest on these first 2 games. So, I mean, they're probably going to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say these games, the way they look and everything, they're going to be okay. People are going to be like, it's a game. It's not. I don't think it's going to be one of those things where it's like, this is the best game I've ever played. I can't wait. It's so amazing. But I also don't think it's going to be like, this is the worst thing ever. It's going to get universally panned. Oh my god, I can't believe they did this. What a waste of money. This is trash.
The best way to describe it is going to be feels neutral, man.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's very much the feeling I got from both of those cinematics. It's like, yeah, okay, they look alright. They don't look like anything spectacular or amazing.
If you're a fan of, I guess, the lore of League of Legends, you'll probably like them just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like all of these games that were announced, it feels like we're like on the downslope of the golden age of gaming. It doesn't really seem like there's anything.
This is definitely the year of action RPG, though, because the trailer that was before this was Godfall. There's like three separate action RPGs, so 'tis the year for everybody wants a Diablo, and everybody realized last year that Blizzard didn't announce one. So
I guess the whole community of games are just gonna cycle through. It's like,
Probably.
oh, cool, we're done with BRs, or it's zombies, BRs, action RPGs, MMOs, Zombies.
Well,
We're just gonna cycle back through.
I guess we're action RPG and strategy because like they finally are gonna push out Gears Tactics, which is the strategy one.
Yeah, XCOM style.
Yeah, it's XCOM style. So I mean, I guess that's what's trendy this year. Is
And some companies are trying to make episodic games a thing.
well, those
Yeah.
companies
Still-
have been
still.
trying for some of that. I mean, Telltale, we knew that's what was gonna happen, but what are the other
I'm
ones?
I'm interested in. They have the one that's kind of like Civilization, the Humankind. I think that one looks like a pretty good game. That strategy game. I enjoy those type of games anyway, so I think at the end of the, just be interesting. I gotta admit the freaking trailer for Maneater, the shark.
The shark game. I want it
It's
so
like-
bad. You eat people.
But the problem
as a
is
shark.
if I remember this was announced at the PC part of E3, and
Was
it's
it?
an Epic Store exclusive,
no,
I believe.
I don't want
Yeah,
it
I
to be
think-
that.
I
Yep,
think you're
I'm-
right.
I believe it's Epic Store exclusive. So,
Then I'm not playing it.
yeah. So was not real happy about that one.
Looks
you know.
fun. Not gonna do Epic Store. Sorry.
Oh, it's got a Steam page.
Yeah.
Has it got a release date on it?
No, it doesn't have a release date on it.
Just
Says-
says coming soon.
Because I know Control has one too, because it's coming out next, like August, I think. Will come to Steam.
So it looks like it might come out on Steam.
Which Control has a DLC or a free update that's coming out. That was one of the things that they showed a trailer for.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, okay.
Expeditions.
Yeah.
Maneater is safe then. It's a private held. A Tripwire who's making it is a private company, so they don't owe anybody anything. And platform is Microsoft Windows, so I guess it's just gonna come to Windows unless Epic buys it out. So
Yeah, but it's a
which
small
they very
studio.
well
It's
could.
possible.
Yeah, they very well could go ahead and be like, we're gonna go ahead and buy this, and then we're gonna give them the scowl again because they bought another game that we wanted.
We got a short little teaser from PlayerUnknown creator Brendan Green, his new project called Prologue. Basically, all it did was literally tell you go to the website, sign up, and then they'll start sending you information. So that's what I did. So we'll find out more about that as it goes. We got
We'll find out
nothing else
next
about
year.
it. Yeah, which is nice and pretty, which any little rendered video like that a lot of times is.
It's like, look what we
I mean,
can
look
do
at
with
look
the
what
Unreal Engine. Yay.
I mean, look what PUBG looked like in the commercials versus the way it actually
Yeah,
played. Yeah,
that's true. I would definitely wait for anything that comes from that creator to come out before I'd be willing to be excited about it. Because you're right. Those commercials look fantastic. That game does not.
No.
Vin Diesel and Michelle
Mr.
Rodriguez
Clean?
came out. Hey, leave my man alone. He
You
came
got
out.
your eyebrows white.
He came out on the. They came out on the stage to announce the new Fast and Furious Crossroads game. And again, everything looks good in a trailer when it's done correctly, but I have a feeling that game is not going to
That
be as fun as
trailer
it looks.
didn't even look that good. Like,
See,
honestly,
I thought it looked. No, the graphics didn't, but I thought the gameplay looked fun. The way that they had it set up.
Really?
But it
What
looked like it was
gameplay?
because we actually thought it was going to be for a mobile game to start with because
The,
of the
the
graphics.
graphics look like last generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 360 game that was made or some shit. I don't know.
And he does
But
look
it was-
like Mr. Clean in the game. I'm just saying.
Yeah, just need to dye his eyebrows white, and I mean, give him a mop and have him do that dance, and I bet you couldn't tell the difference.
Eerie.
Yeah, couldn't tell the difference.
New Elder Scrolls Online announcement. They're going to Skyrim.
So it's like an
But
Blade
Skyrim
Point. I
was
don't
already
even
in
remember the
the
Blade
beta.
Point announcement. Must have been one of the
Neither do
big
I
ones.
saw it. I saw some of it because I was watching it and I was like, this seems like something Chicken would like.
There are block and parry systems, but no actual block or parry buttons. Interesting. Swinging,
That's weird.
grappling. So it's almost like a Ninja Gaiden multiplayer, where you fight each other.
So Ninja Gaiden For Honor.
Yeah, that seems like the best kind of mesh.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
Which For Honor has a very passionate community that has stuck with that game pretty hard. So I can definitely see there being a demand for another style of game like that. Because Chivalry did it really well, and then For Honor came out and was like, look at how great we are, and then it kind of waned away, and it's held itself. And I guess Mordhau came out the similar style, and now this one. So there's demand for games like this. It's not huge.
I guess MMOs
more
are also
skill based.
Yeah,
Unless
MMOs
you're
are
just gonna Zerg rush one person.
Yeah. Hashtag no honor.
Yeah. Well, New World was the next one, and that's an MMO. I watched the trailer for that, and I'm still not really sure exactly what's going on there.
I just want to see. I love when MMOs come out because I love to see what a company will try to do for the MMO genre.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it usually just falls straight on their face. But I know Amazon has a shitload of money.
Unless
so
this
they
is a
probably,
Stadia exclusive, and then
I think you fucked up. You make that a Stadia
yeah,
exclusive.
you done if you try to make that shit a Stadia exclusive. You might as well just not even release it. Be the same.
Especially MMO, because there's so much going back and forth between. Oof. Another game which I'm excited at this one just because it's bunnies with guns.
yeah, but it's not
9 to
bunnies with
5.
guns. You're not the bunnies.
Why not?
Because
Why can't I
that
be
was
the bunnies?
that was just basically to get you into the other world. You're basically Rainbow Six, only it's 3 dudes against 3 dudes in
Well, I
tactical.
don't like that. No.
So what are the
you give me the
bunnies
bunnies, I'm all for it.
So-
No bunnies.
Well, fuck it.
I know.
Not
I
doing
thought it was very misleading. And I also am sad that it's 3v3 because it means that our normal group can't play together. It's like Apex, I guess. Which I guess is why they decided to go that route, is because Apex was successful with it. It's a 3v3, 3-round.
But you got a lot of people that complain about the 3v3 for them. Like, you know, people are begging for quads. They're begging for duos in those and single
give
player.
options for them too. Like, I mean, they've already done the fucking solo drops. That works. They've done the duo drops. That works. I don't know if they've tried the 4, but I mean, the first 3 work. Just leave that shit in there and give people options. You're going to have more people playing.
I think that may be where 9 to 5 doesn't succeed, is because 3v3 is very specific. I mean, I guess the only thing that would be nice about this is maybe matchmaking, because you don't have classes like we do with Apex. So you could all just run in and shooty shoot until you're happy. I mean, I don't know.
Shooty shoot.
Yeah.
Shooty shoot. Hooty hoot.
Pew, 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 pew.
I win.
Interesting announcement that they had on here, and I was talking about this beforehand as well, is the fact that if you look at somebody like Blizzard, who started, you know, the most popular MMO of all time, eventually moved into the card section when they went into Hearthstone. Then you have the opposite happening now, where you have Magic the Gathering that is now moving into the MMO world.
Another MMO.
Yep. So Magic Legends. So Magic has a huge following. So it is a possibility, if the game is built right, that this could be a very popular MMO.
I would
I
say,
will give
looking
this
at that
one more
trailer-
credence than the other one.
Looking at the trailer, though, again, it shows you just as much as the other one, which is like, oh, look at them doing cool things. I don't know
That's
what
fine.
any of this has to do with the game, though. Like, how does
That's
the
fine,
game
but
play?
Magic has a better foundation to grow from
That's
than Amazon, whatever this is, foundation that they've tried to do. I don't know.
It's called New World, right? So it's a new
Yeah.
world where nobody knows anything about, versus Magic,
it's
where it has a
not
lore.
based on anything pre-existing, but I mean, Magic has, you know, that decade of what two decades, I think, at least or more, almost 3.
More,
Magic?
yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
think
nearly
it
30
came out
years.
early 90s.
Yeah. I guess
But-
we'll have to
but
wait
it-
and see.
I mean,
Yep, 1993, so almost 30
yeah.
years.
So yeah, it has tons of lore and all the cards. It has, you know, for magic spells and stuff. It has tons of ones that they can pull from.
I just wonder how
there's
well
a
that much
strong
content will translate to an
Well, I'm
You
sure
start
they'll try to
small.
narrow it down to the more recent stuff. Like it seems like they're focusing on the Planeswalker stuff right now, which is, you know, Nisa and all the other ones. So
They'll
it
probably
seems
have like a
they're
neutral
focusing
brown
on
and
that
be able to
area.
go to the different areas.
But if it does well, like World of Warcraft did, that gives them options to go. Okay, well let's backtrack a bit and let's, you know, go through and visit this stuff a little bit.
Well, Weird West was another one that definitely looks weird. It's like a top-down action RPG
Western style?
Western thing.
The graphics,
Yeah,
like
I'm
the
not-
art style and I really like, but I don't think I would ever play this game ever.
It reminds me of that game that I played earlier this year. I can't remember the name of it. Shit. This is the one where you got locked on the island. Damn it, I cannot think of the name of it.
Got locked on an island?
Yeah, you got caught stealing something and you got sent to the prison island.
I
streamed
know
it
which
during
one
the
you're
afternoons.
talking about. I can't think of it.
Yeah, I can't think of the damn name of it, but yeah, I played it and I streamed it in the afternoons for like a month. I can't remember, but that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be my cup of tea, but I'm sure it will be for some people because it looks neat. It's different. Then Apex has a holiday bash event.
People say they're having really a lot of fun with this new mode that they've put in for the holiday.
Well,
and this
that's
goes back
good.
to what Chicken just said. Why are we not introducing them, making them part of the game? Why are you just putting them for a specific event and then be done with it? Like, it doesn't make sense to me, but you do you, Apex. We'll go from there.
Like, to be fair, I'm okay with like this special game mode, the 3v3 fight on a train, gimmicky event,
3v3.
holiday stuff. Sorry. That stuff, that's okay. You could throw it in there, but you could also do that sometimes throughout the year too. And you could just keep your 3v3 in there or your 2v2s in there. You can make more game modes to make there be more things to do.
Yeah, I
Instead
would agree
of
with
just
that.
3v3.
Yep.
Just 3v, that's it, or 3s or whatever. Because people get tired of doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Yep.
People
have-
like variety. That's why they move from one game to the next. Nothing was new, never going on.
Exactly. It's crazy that we've come to this point, because back in the day, we bought our Nintendo game and then we were stuck in Super Mario Brothers for like 8 months trying to beat it. Nowadays, you can barely get gamers to sit 8 hours and play a single game.
Nah, unless you're me, in which case.
But I mean, that's just kind of what happens when you saturate the market with so many products. People have a hard time just sticking to one.
FOMO. I gotta play this. I gotta play this. I gotta play this. Like, no, you can play what you like and just stick with it if you want to. You don't have to play literally
that's why I like to have
everything
like
that comes out.
I kind of change out my library of games that I find, and then I'll stick to these groups of games, and then change them out if I get bored with one, and find another one to keep myself occupied with. Options, I like them.
What else did we have?
We had Sons of the Forest, which is a sequel of some sort from the creators of The Forest. I'm not. It looks like it's more story driven versus just wandering around inside the forest like the other one was, and you had to kind of figure out what you needed to do. The reveal for it was very, very creepy, which I loved. I thought it was awesome. So maybe it kind of gives us a better idea of what's going on the island. So that'll be pretty cool. Then you had Dark Alliance, which is a D&D action RPG.
This thing is what fucking caught my attention, because we were raiding while the VGAs were going on, and this motherfucker caught my attention. I was like, oh yeah, I happened to keep glancing over, and I saw this going, and I was like, what is this? Holy shit. Wow, another Vermintide style game. I'm digging it. I like it.
It
What's
does
more
look
of it?
Vermintide.
It involves Dritz Gordon and his little company of people.
Hell yeah. Did it have any date or anything on there, or was it just
I don't
just
think
an
so.
announcement?
Nope.
It was just an announcement.
Nope.
No, it's them giving us a hard time, and
I'm guessing summer of next year then, or fall.
possibly. I like the music they used with the trailer.
I thought it was a neat trailer. I think it does make it, like, Baka was like, it's gonna be third person, and Chicken's like, no, it's first person, like Vermintide. I think it's gonna be first person, but I do think that the trailer made it a little confusing as to how the gameplay was actually going to be.
I think where it looked like they have GoPros attached to their heads, looking at them as they're running and stuff like that was
their weapons
so
and-
weird. It's such a weird way to do it, but
Yeah.
it worked. It worked for sure. That is everything for the Game Awards, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
So every year, at the end of the year, we give our Game of the Year. Now, those that don't know, it is based on the fact of what we've played this year. It could be a game from a previous year, and this is the first time we've played it and made it our Game of the Year. So we do this every year, and there's some good games that came out this year, and there's some good games from previous years that people played too. So, who wants to go first?
We're gonna do 5 to 1. Are we just doing our Game of the Year, or how are we doing this?
I'll go
let's do
first. My
Your
4,
fifth?
like my games aren't really in an order per se, because I mean
Yours
you're
never
that guy.
are. You put literally the least amount of thought into this.
Yes, I
true.
did. Last year, to be fair, my list is right here. I had them in order and listed and whatnot. Like last year I had it all set up. This year, I just did not feel, there was many great fucking games. Master Chief Collection will be my number 5 since it just came out. Granted, it's got a special place in my heart, but again, it's just been out, and I have been waiting for it. It's one of the games I was hyped for. Number 4 is going to be Warhammer 3 King, or no, not Warhammer. Mixing up my games. Total War 3 Kingdoms. Because first of all, I'm a huge Total War fan, and that game was exactly what I was waiting for to fill my Shogun life. So, what?
No, I just thought it was funny the way you presented it.
My number 3 is an early access game, which is rare that I will put these on here, but like I said, not many other options for this year. Is Risk of Rain 2. Plus, I got to get the developers.
You put a lot of hours into that
love.
game this year too. So
I bought it in March off of a BOGO deal, and then I was like, "Wow, this game is pretty fucking good." Because the first game they made was just this 2D printed thing where you just kind of go back and forth and you go to the levels. This one is full 3D rendered world. It is crazy good, and they're sticking to their update table, which they have not missed a plan to update the game. So it's good. I've got all my characters unlocked. I'm ready. My number 2 is an old-ass game that I've been waiting for like a decade, 15 years. It was WoW Classic. I've been waiting for it for so long. I needed it in my life, and I'm glad I got it back. And then my number 1 game of the year will be Resident Evil 2.
Nice.
Because that game,
Nice.
going from
The remake.
that game was just, yes, the remake.
1998
And the first
to
one, too.
2019, yeah.
Yeah, that game, like the RE, what they could do with the RE engine is incredible. Like, I mean, it is watching my sister-in-law play last night during some of the cinematics. You just sit there and you stop and look at it, and you're like, God damn, this game looks so good. Holy shit.
That's my phone, and it was my fault this time.
wow.
Yeah, no.
Y'all were here to
everybody
witness
yell
it.
at me.
No, because then you'll yell at us back.
Yeah.
Fine.
We
know
know how
better.
this works.
I thought it was on
Yeah.
silent, but I guess on. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Mine's already on silent. Well, that was the last one. That was my game of the year. Resident Evil 2 was incredible. Definitely stuck with me through the whole year, and I don't think I have, like, it's never left my mind because now I'm excited for Resident Evil 3. And the multiplayer that comes with it for free. So, hell yeah.
You got any honorable mentions there?
No, not really.
Who wants to go next then?
I'll go.
Okay, go ahead.
My number 5 was Untitled Goose Game. I absolutely loved this game. I thought it was brilliant the way it was set up, and I mean, who doesn't love being a goose, right? You get to honk at things. Come on. It's a cute game. I like the characterization. I like the artwork that they did on it. It just feels good. My number 4 is actually a game from last year, that I finally got to play this year, which was Spider-Man. I absolutely loved Spider-Man. I thought it was amazing. Plot line that was there, how fluid everything felt. You felt like Spider-Man. It was like when we played the Batman games the very first time, and you felt like Batman. They made it to where you felt like Spider-Man. I thought it was great. My number 3, Metro Exodus. Which I debated on 2 and 3 on whether or not which one needed to be where, and so I ended up going with Metro on this one because it just, I felt like it was a really good game, but I felt like I was waiting for the number 2 game, which is Star Wars Fallen Order. Finally got a good Star Wars game after all these years. I thought it was brilliantly done. Great plot line. I love the fact that EA finally just handed it over to somebody and goes, all right, you do you, and we're not going to put any microtransactions or anything like that in it. We'll just see how a single player game goes. And now that it's sold well, maybe we have a possibility of allowing that to happen in the future. Maybe they've learned their lesson. We'll see. Number 1 was Plague Tale: Innocence. I absolutely loved Plague Tale. I thought it was just brilliantly done. The storyline that was there, I'm waiting on the sequel to happen when it happens. The narrative on it was just really, really well done. The characterization for each one of the characters I enjoyed. And then honorable mentions, I had Rage 2, just because it was fun. Every bit of that game was just absolutely fun. And then Outer Worlds and Greedfall I still haven't finished, so they were not included in the top part. And then, of course, Reach as well. So,
What about you, Baka? What's on your list?
Well, 2 of them I haven't got to play very, very much, but 5 would be Spider-Man. 4 was Luigi's Mansion 3. That I didn't get to play it much, so I was like, I don't want to really rate it higher yet.
Fair
But
enough.
probably.
Because I've been playing a lot of just old school games this year, because there hasn't been a ton that like
Really got
was
your
like,
attention.
oh my god, I have to go buy
I
that
feel
now.
that.
Then I have for 3 Risk of Rain 2.
Aw. Because you guys play together, too.
Game is a lot of fun.
Like-
a lot of fun.
Yeah. Then from the last 2, I was kind of going back and forth, but WoW Classic would be number 2, and then the number 1 for me was a free game that I downloaded on the PC, and it's Ninja Turtles Rescue Palooza.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
You've talked about that a bunch. I'm glad that you're still
Yeah.
enjoying it. Although you are a
I mean,
huge
you
Ninja Turtle fan.
basically go through, you beat a boss, then you unlock the boss on the stage as a character, and they have different abilities and weaknesses. You can even get Vernon from the original cartoon series. Unlock him. He is completely worthless, but you can play as him.
Yep, you mentioned him.
I mean, what's not to like about that?
You got any honorable mentions?
Halo.
Yep. Halo's
I'm
my
not a
honorable
huge
mention, too.
Halo person, but it's still fun.
I am a huge Halo person, and it is honorable mention for me because the game won't let me play with my friends. I want to love you so much, Halo, but no, why do you not let me?
Let
Perfect
me love
me.
you.
It doesn't know how.
My top 5, WoW is number 5 for me because it's one that I was really looking forward to and have put a lot of time into it and everything. Surviving Mars is number 4 because I cannot stop playing it. I got it in
I'm
May
actually
of
surprised
this
it's
year.
that low.
I got it in May
Based
of this
it off-
year. Like, time-wise, I was looking at my time played on things, and I'm at 224 hours in that one. And Tropico 4 that I've had for like 5 years now is at 425 hours. So it's like 201 hours short of my most played thing, and I just got it like this year. So I have a
That
problem.
was a good call.
Yeah. Number 3 was Outer Worlds. I wanted it to be higher, but the ending just made me take it down a peg, I guess. But other than that, it was so good. It was so fun. It was such a fun romp. And then number 2 was Devil May Cry 5. Yeah, because everybody needs some Dante in their life, I think. And it was a lot of fun. I'm really glad that we got this after they had done, like, they went to the DMC thing and that one didn't really work out. And I'm glad they didn't try to continue, like, just pursue that. They're like, okay, let's pick up where we left off with 4 and go back to this, because I really think it worked out well. I liked the story and the characters and everything. And it was just, a lot of people are like, well, kind of more of the same, but not really. especially with the way that they adapted the gameplay for some of it and everything. And some of the characters like Nico. So good. So well done. And then my number one is Resident Evil 2 because it was a lot of fun. I was surprised at how much I actually really liked playing that. Because I've seen Chicken play, the Resident Evil games before, and we've played a couple Resident Evils together. I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to play it because it's just one of those things where it's like, I feel like I should. And then I started playing it and did the Let's Play thing, and it was a lot of fun. And it looks great. Chicken's not lying. You just catch yourself going, man, this looks so good.
It does. Even the zombies look so good. You're like, ew, that's so nasty. Yeah. But damn, it looks good.
Yeah. Like, ooh, you exploded.
And we can't forget JD and Turk.
What's your honorable mentions?
Halo. It was definitely Halo because I'm just going to be forever sad about it. Maybe one day we'll
maybe it'll pick spot by the time 3 comes out.
I don't know. Just sad about it. It makes me sad every time I think about it. It's like, oh, we should play some Halo. Oh, no, we can't. Or we can, but it's for like 5 seconds, and then we have to reset the router, and then... Ugh.
After every game.
Campaign's
so
been
bad.
fun, though.
Yeah.
The campaign's been fun. We'll finish that up this week, right?
With the campaign, yes, definitely finishing up the campaign. Hopefully, I will finish up Days Gone too. I guess I should honorable mention Days Gone. Now, I like that game; it's a lot of fun. I've been enjoying the shit out of it. But again, it's a very generic game, very safe and generic game.
Okay, what are you looking forward to next year? Like, can you think of anything right off the top of your head?
Halo 3.
That's
Cyberpunk.
Will that be out next year?
Bloodlines 2.
Halo 3?
It might be out towards the end of next year.
Yeah, Cyberpunk is probably the one I'm looking for.
Cyberpunk faux show.
What? We've still got like 50-something years left before it comes out.
I hope not.
Right? Cyberpunk 2077. That's the release date, right?
Oh, I would be mad. Theoretically, the
only
Vampire
67
game is
more
next
year
year.
to go.
So
A Vampire 2? Whatever it's called.
yeah, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
Yeah.
The System Shock reboot is supposed to be next year. We'll see. So, I don't know.
What other game? I don't know if there's... I don't know many for coming out next year.
Last of Us Part 2, which I'm interested in, but I'm not...
That'll be a good one.
I'm not sure if I'm sold on it. I want to be.
Ooh. Dying Light 2.
Yeah, Dying Light 2 is supposed to be out next year. And
Halo Infinite.
If it goes like the trailer...
Yeah, Halo Infinite. Definitely looking forward to that one. When I drop my $1 million down on 2 freaking consoles.
Well, I mean, you should also be able to get it on PC, most likely.
Yeah, I was about to say, you could just buy it on PC now.
True that.
Who needs a second PC or a third or a fourth?
Yeah. But, I mean, there's a few things. Black Ops 5 should be next year, if that's your jam. The new...
Bad jam.
Or is it new or it's a remake of Destroy All Humans is next year, and the Oddworld game is next year. So next year,
please give me fucking Biomutant finally, so that I can stop wishing for it.
Biomutant needs to happen.
No shit. Oh, Resident Evil 3 next year.
Is that going to be next year? Are we sure?
Yes, April 2nd. Guaranteed release date. They already announced it. Because I guarantee they started working on that one when they started working on the second one. They're like, oh wow, yeah, hell yeah, we're just gonna do both of these.
Sounds like a Capcom move.
Dragon Age is supposed to come out next year too, although I don't know if it will. My guess is that it's not coming next year. We haven't seen anything.
I say 2021 or 2022.
Yeah. But its release date currently is set 2020. I just don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Biomutants has been set since to like 2018, and we're almost to 2020. So
yeah, it's April 3rd for Resident Evil 3. My bad. Oh, April 16th for Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
It's early in the year.
Well, it was earlier. They pushed it. Too. It was in February, I think.
Oh, still not too bad.
We haven't seen anything from Skull and Bones. I don't think that's going to be
Darksiders Genesis.
That game's not coming out until 2025.
Darksiders Genesis is out now. I don't know what that's on the list for. Yeah. I
Surprise.
see it on the list too.
One Punch Man.
It's
Yeah, the
being
One Punch Man
released
game.
on the consoles. That's why it's being released again.
Oh.
Ah,
And yes, One Punch Man. I think that game is going to be a blast. Saitama will be banned from all tournaments.
Well, what else we got?
funny. That it?
Anything? Yeah, I mean, have a good holiday, everybody, and a good
Yeah,
New
for sure.
Year, because we won't be back until the start of the New Year. The downside is I think our first show back, Oak will not be on. So,
I'll be in Disney.
yeah. But
Just
yeah,
gotta stop having fun.
I hope everybody has
I know,
a good
right?
holiday and all of that
I
stuff.
just saw they're doing a Werewolf the Apocalypse game. I thought that got scrapped.
Surprise. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. Your list seems like it might be a little...
Well, they were supposed to do one originally back when the Vampire, the Masquerade, and Bloodlines came out, and it was going to explore that side of the universe, and yeah, it got scrapped.
Oh wow. Okay, so I decided to click the 2021 list on the wiki for games released. The 2021 list is incredible. Like, I don't know if all of these games are going to be coming out in 2021, but if some of them do, because you got Diablo 4, Darkest Dungeon 2, Metroid Prime 4, Overwatch 2, Path of Exile 2, Untitled Saints Row game, Untitled Bungie game, The Wolf Among Us 2, System Shock 3, Elder Scrolls 6. That's all for 2021. If any, like
Elder
even if a
Scrolls
fraction
6,
of those.
not gonna happen.
Yeah, but Star Citizen. Yeah, I don't think Skull and Bones is on this list too. I don't know, there's a lot of games that are marked for 2021, but we will see.
Anything else?
No,
I
I'm gonna
closed
go
it, so-
record some Red Dead because I gotta get through that, and I did not make it by the end of the year, but that's okay. It's okay.
It's all right. You're getting close,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
We appreciate everybody that hangs out with us each and every week at Infinite Respawn. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. You can check me out personally at MDBOaktree. Check out Griff.
At Griff Slynam.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
Check out Baka.
Baka Pickle.
Also, make sure you go to Griff's YouTube channel. And look, we're taking time off. That gives you the opportunity to go in, start her entire Red Dead run, and then hopefully by like middle of March or end of March, she'll be done. And then you'll be caught up anyway, and it works out perfect. So that's how this works.
Yeah. That's how it works.
So make sure that you go on the YouTube channel for that. Also, make sure you go to twitch.tv/EliteChicken313. Chicken, what you got this week?
Oh, I don't know. Well, this week should be normal. Not streaming tonight, got raids. Tomorrow, finish up the Master Chief Collection. Tuesday, probably finish... Well, Tuesday after... This week's afternoon will be Days Gone until we finish it eventually. And then Halo and whatever else, and maybe some Northgard in there at some point.
Awesome sauce. Also, make sure you go to mixer.com/MDBOaktree, where you can watch me play through all types of random ass games throughout the week. And since I'll have about 2-3 weeks off, I will probably be streaming all the time during that time period, even probably on Christmas, because why not? Because I can. Anyway, for Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Chicken.
Baka.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. See you next year.